Have you lost weight only to gain it right back after returning to your routine? Did your diet work for someone else but not you? Rockin' That ID Life helps you understand your genetic makeup to find a lifestyle that fits your needs. Together, you and RockinThatIDLife.com can focus on your health and meet your goals today. That's RockinThatIDLife.com.
Center Ice Brewery is a proud sponsor of Let's Go Blues Radio. If you haven't heard, Center Ice Brewery beer is now exclusively available at beer stores around town, so make sure you pick some up on your next milk and eggs run. That's Center Ice Brewery. Please drink responsibly.
This is the summer edition of Let's Go Blues Radio, and I am your host, Jeff Ponder. Make sure to stay tuned in with us every week as we bring you exclusive hockey content you won't find anywhere else. Support for Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by RockinThatIDLife.com, where we help make you make every workout, every meal count, do life better. And by CenterIceBrewery.com, St. Louis's wonderfully crafted hockey-themed beer found at local grocery stores and liquor stores in the St. Louis area. This is franchise episode number 363 all time. This is season 10, episode 45. Some personal things that I wanted to pass along in this episode. If you're wondering why I sound like absolute crap, I went to Orlando this past weekend and got some sun and enjoyed Universal Studios for 5 days. It was great. Brought back a ton of souvenirs. Just the wife and I went. But I brought back one souvenir that I did not want, and that was COVID-19. So, unfortunately, being around millions and millions of people, you can still get COVID, folks. Let's not forget about that. Luckily, the wife did not test positive, but I got home, tested myself. Last day we were there, we were obviously in the sun and the heat a lot. And the last day I was there, I broke down. I looked at my wife, and I'm like, I'm done. We need to go sit somewhere. I got nothing left. I thought it was just heat exhaustion, but as I was flying home, I thought, yeah, I need to take a self-test when I get home, and that's exactly what I did, and tested positive. And it's unfortunate how quickly the world has already kind of forgotten about COVID. Because I did contact the Southwest Airlines, and they didn't really seem to care that I was trying to contact Trace, and they were just, oh, yeah, okay, thanks. We'll do what we need to do. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you will. So hopefully I didn't get anybody else sick. But, yeah, unfortunately, when you're in large crowds, that's probably still going to happen. Just lucky the wife didn't get it. But, yeah, and I'll say, being vaccinated, it's been a little easier than when I had it in November of 2020. Sore throat, yeah, but still taste everything, still smell everything. Just exhausted, needing to take extra naps throughout the day. It's really been about it. So hopefully I can beat this pretty quickly. But enough about me. Let's talk about Pat Maroon in the Stanley Cup Final. We talked about this on last week's show. Right now, as I record this, it is 2-1 in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. And obviously, most of St. Louis, I think, is still rooting for Tampa for many reasons. One just being because of Pat Maroon. But, something that a lot of people forget about. Yes, he's the backup, but Brian Elliott still has not won a Stanley Cup. So a guy who is near and dear to many Blues fans' hearts. I think we're all kind of rooting for Brian Elliott in a way, too. So hopefully they can even that series up and win this one in 6. Because, yeah, nobody wants to see the Avalanche win. No thanks, Stan Kroenke. So on this episode, you'll be hearing me talk with Amy Johnson and Jake Goldsborough. Amy is the Director of Corporate Partnerships, Activation, and Services for the St. Louis Blues. Jake is the Director of Fleet Feet Race Productions. So obviously Jake with Fleet Feet. Amy is with the St. Louis Blues. So we actually filmed this one live to tape in Enterprise Center. So that's coming up here in a second. So we talk about the Blue Note 5K coming up in October and just kind of the history of it, why it came to be, why they partner with Fleet Feet, all that great stuff. And it was a fun interview. So talking both with Amy and Jake coming up here in a little bit. And now remember, folks, we're bringing you this type of content and more throughout the summer. So again, every week. Make sure you're tuning in, and we will have something for you. It's something related to, blues in the community, hockey in St. Louis, whatever, to get you through these grueling, long summer days. And let me tell you, somebody who has COVID in this heat, it sucks. I can't even step outside without feeling like I'm going to pass out. So hopefully we can get to September or October a lot quicker here this year. We'll see. So before we get into talking with Amy and Jake, we're going to take a quick commercial break and hear from our friends over at Rockin' That ID Life and Center Ice Brewery. It's springtime, and I know in my house, it's such a good feeling to open up the windows and let the breeze roll in for new life in my home. Your body's no different. Detoxifying your body can reduce any inflammation, purify your blood, help with weight loss, improve sleep, and boost your circulation. Don't just go after those detoxifiers that only focus on the gut and bowel, though. If you're going to do it for real. The all-new Detox Box from RockinThatIDLife.com cleans all your systems, flushing your kidneys and bowels, detoxifying your liver, and restoring your microbiome for full homeostasis. You'll feel re-energized, restored, and renewed. Make your order now and receive a free detox water bottle with your order. Visit RockinThatIDLife.com or email Dustin at RockinThatIDLife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you to receive an additional 10% off your order. That's RockinThatIDLife.com, and give your body that much-needed spring cleaning today.
Do you like hockey? No, of course you do. Do you like beer? Of course you do. Are you 21? Well, let's hope so. If you answered yes to all of those questions, run on down to your local beer distributor and pick up a 2-4 of Old Arena Lager, the Beauty IPA, or any other delicious hockey-themed beer from Center Ice Brewery. That's right, Center Ice Brewery beer is available at various beer stores around town, so check around for the one closest to you. That's Center Ice Brewery. Let's go Blues.
And today I'm here actually in the Enterprise Center. I think this might be the first time ever for Let's Go Blues Radio that we're actually recording inside the Enterprise Center. I am meeting with a couple people here from the Blue Note 5K to your right, Jake Goldsborough, correct?
Goldsborough, yep.
Jake Goldsborough, the Director of Fleet Feet St. Louis, and then also Amy Johnson, Director of Corporate Partnerships here in St. Louis for the St. Louis Blues. Thank you very much for joining us today, guys, and hope you're ready to talk about some 5K.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. First question I have, though, is Amy, are there truth to the rumors that you are actually the Pink Ranger? I'm guessing you've heard that before, right?
I actually never heard that before.
Really? Well, that was the actress's name, Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah, I do know that, but there are so many Amy Johnsons that I went from a really weird last name to a really common last name, so now it's, instead of spelling my last name, I have to tell you which Amy Johnson I am. So.
Yes.
Amy Jo Johnson was also in the one of the Prefontaine movies, actually. To tie it into running, she played a bit role in Without Limits.
I did not know that. Well, there you go.
Interesting.
That's why I asked that question. I wanted to tie into running.
Right, yeah.
There you go, exactly.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, basic questions I wanted to get off to start with. So, the Blue Note 5K, how can people register? When is it? And where is it in St. Louis?
Yes, the Blue Note 5K. This is our 6th annual 5K, presented by Together Credit Union and run by Fleet Feet. So we've worked with Together Credit Union and with Fleet Feet for all 6 years. It's been a really great partnership. And we're really excited that this year is the first year that we're moving it downtown. So in the past, it's been in Forest Park, which has been beautiful and a wonderful run, but our goal has always been to bring it downtown, right to 14th and Clark, Enterprise Center. It's just, this is home. So we're really excited to bring it downtown this year. It's October 8th, and you can go to stlblues.com/5K to sign up.
Awesome. So it's downtown this year. That's very exciting. I actually didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Does it follow the same path as the Race for the Cure? Do you know?
We're still working out finalizing stuff with the city, but it'll be starting and finishing near 14th and Clark, depending on what ends up being finalized with permitting and stuff. But
That's awesome. Very cool. So yeah, people will be able to get. Is the Stanley Cup going to be there, or anything exciting that you can tell us now?
The Stanley Cup will not be there. It was there after the year we won the Cup.
Right.
Which you ran, right?
I did
You
run that, yep.
So it was there. That was a crazy year. We had over 5,000 people attend, and the Cup was there, and it was a great year. It won't be there, but we do have some really cool activities. We have a lot of partners that engage in the Runner's Village, a lot of enter to win, sweepstakes, and all of that's still being finalized, but there's going to be some cool things in Runner's Village. Louie will be there, Blue Crew, probably have some alumni come out and sign autographs. Last year, Bernie Federico came out, so would be great to have him, or again, TBD, but we'll have some cool things going on.
Yeah, I'll say that that championship run we did, I remember my sister-in-law, she was like, I don't want to run that, but then I saw what the medal looks like you guys they're handing out, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And she signed up because she wanted to get that sweet medal.
Yeah, the medal was amazing.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And then the retro one, I think you had, was that 2020?
Yeah,
the medal for that one was pretty cool too.
Yeah, we try to switch it up every year. Our brand team does a really good job of keeping it interesting, and it'll be fun this year too.
So you mentioned that you guys partner with Fleet Feet. Specifically, a question for you, Amy. Why did you guys choose Fleet Feet to work with?
So I guess it's been 6 years. One of my old former coworkers and I approached Jake and their team at Fleet Feet because we had just heard some good things, and we had some referrals. Jake and his team have been great at walking us through the whole process. I'm on the corporate activation team. I don't know anything about doing a run or forming a run. So, we're happy to find sponsorships and make it really fun and engaging from the blues side, but we had no idea what production was involved. So Jake and his team at Fleet Feet have been phenomenal in giving us checklists of everything that needs to happen, and it's been really smooth process since day one. So we've just always stuck with them. There's nothing wrong, so we'll keep going, and it's been a really smooth partnership.
So, Jake, from your end, what is it like, or what does it mean, I guess, to Fleet Feet for being able to sponsor with the St. Louis Blues and work with them on this event?
Oh, it's great. It was, as soon as they called us, it was, obviously we're definitely on board, and we've made it work, and, it's easy to go above and beyond and do whatever they need for, such an important part of the community, and especially that Cup year, man, that was crazy all around. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a great year.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember getting started. I had to dodge in and out of people more than usual because I'm like, there are so many people here.
Yeah, I think we had people. It took so long to get that many people started and through, and with a really that year really kind of outgrew Forest Park being kind of a unusual year. They won the Cup, but it was already kind of booked in Forest Park. There wasn't a lot you could do about it. But I think it took people 30 minutes to start, and people were finishing well before that. It was wild, and
yeah.
Check-in was crazy. Packet pickups were great. Everything about that was just kind of crazy.
Yeah. When you get that many people involved, I mean, is that one of the bigger runs you've ever had to work on, or?
Yeah, it's up there. We've done some other ones over 5,000 people, but we do a really big Thanksgiving. We do a couple big Thanksgiving runs that we own. That one of them has been over 5,000 a couple times.
Chesterfield?
Pre-COVID. No, not that one. We do one out in St. Charles.
Okay.
That pre-COVID was above 5,000 people. So.
Wow.
So yeah, we were used to that size, obviously, but just I think the one thing about that one is it got a lot of people who don't really do a lot of runs too. It was a lot of blues fans who were kind of doing a one-time experience. So, you kind of they don't exactly knows what goes into it. So there's a little bit more educate. You get people who show up. They think they can show up 10 minutes before the race, and they just, they just don't know and everything about it. The hoopla. I think there were a lot of people too that weren't running that were coming for a chance to potentially see the Cup, because it was a big secret that it was going to be there because we didn't want to have that, and I think people were just taking a gamble and showing up anyway. So
yeah. No, that was a crazy one. I don't remember if it was that year or not, but I remember there was one year where it was still 90, 92, and when the run started, might have been 2018. I can't remember. But I still saw people wearing jerseys and the big blues pants and have towels on them. I'm like, oh man, you guys are nuts.
Yeah, diehard blues fans.
Yep.
I mean, and that's an interesting point too, because that's what's so fun about this event is that you could just be a blues fan that wants a medal. You don't have to necessarily be a runner. I mean, we see a lot of people that just join because they want the memorabilia and they want to be there for the experience, which is cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of walkers, people pulling wagons with their kid. I mean, it's stuff you don't see quite as much at other races, but it's just the blues community coming out, which is great.
So obviously lots of kids you mentioned coming out being pulled in wagons. But there's also something called Louie's Loop. What is that?
So that is a kids run. It's a half-mile run that we allow any child. I don't know that we have an age requirement on there.
I think it's 10 and under, 12 and
Okay.
under. I think we do set it up, but
I can check on that.
Yeah, so it's for our younger kids that they still get to do that modified run, and they'll get a medal, but it's again modified, so it's got the Louie's Loop on it instead of the 5K. But they get a shirt and they get to participate, and it's pretty fun.
I'm guessing Louie's there at the finish line to meet him, right?
Oh yes,
Nice.
yeah.
Very cool.
Sometimes he runs with them. I don't know how he does it, but
I don't get that at all.
He does.
That is way too hot for a bear to be running
Yes,
around.
Yeah, it's very athletic.
Yeah, I
so.
guess. So what are your thoughts on, and this might be more for you, Jake, thoughts on possibly expanding this in the future to big time runners, guys who run, or people who run 10Ks, half marathons. Any thoughts like that in the works?
I mean, my thought, we've never really explored it, partially because I think, serious runners also do 5Ks. I mean, I consider myself fairly serious and I do marathons, but I mean, I run 5Ks more than anything else. But I think that the benefit of just doing a 5K is that everybody does the same distance. So you're starting at the same time, you're finishing at the same time. The post races, you kind of get that bigger vibe of everybody being there. And 5K is the nice all-inclusive, like anybody can kind of train to do a 5K. And I like having that one event that makes everybody kind of just in it together versus when you do like a 5K and a 10K and a half marathon, like a lot of, the 5K is basically over by the time any half marathoners come in. So you kind of diminish that post-race experience for the people who do the longer ones and stuff like that. So, I like the condensed vibe of a 5K for an event like this where it's about the blues fans and the community.
Right.
So,
Has any players ever, you mentioned players are there, Bernie Federico showed up to sign autographs. Do you know of any players or former players that have run the actual 5K before?
I actually do not know. I don't think we definitely have not had any current players. I know they're usually at that time of year getting ready, but I don't know if we've had any alumni or not. Definitely alumni that will come and participate in the Runners Village, but.
Well, this is a challenge out to you, Jamie Rivers. I think you need to be running it this year.
I like it.
Yep, there you go. I'm calling them out now. So and again, maybe this is more for you because you're the runner of the group. You said you're not a runner, so if you're wanting to maybe participate and run and maybe be like, I'm going to push myself to do a 5K in October. What is there some kind of training schedule or something that you would recommend that people could follow?
Well, this will be my Fleet Feet plug. We do have a training component to our store. We do have it's called our Fleet Feet Running Club. So we do training programs throughout the year. We do group runs, social runs, stuff like that. So definitely check those out so you can kind of see we've got all kinds of different training programs that I don't know as much about as I probably should for a plug, but busy with my own department of it. But so check out Fleet. Go to fleetfeetstlouis.com and we've got a training section that'll give you that stuff. But with 5Ks, there's a lot of stuff online too. Just, if you're a couch to 5K person, we got programs for that. There's stuff online to do that. There's a ton of it out there. But, 12 weeks, can get you from, the couch to the 5K. So people have time if they, start in the near future for sure.
And I'll say as somebody who plays hockey, those who play hockey might be like, oh, 5K, I could do that without, even worrying about it. No, you can't. You cannot. Because I play and I think, I can just go run tomorrow. I'll go run 3 miles. Haven't ran in a couple weeks. That's not how it works. So keep that in mind, people. So let me ask you about vendors. I know that it's June. We're talking about an October event. But you guys usually have a pretty awesome food set up there, drinks, and then just other people, other organizations that come out and support.
Yeah.
You have anybody signed up yet?
Yeah, so we have a few. Bud Light and the partnership that we have with them, they always will donate Michelob Ultra to anyone who's 21 and older. So expect that you will see that again at the race. That's a very popular booth, is the beer after the run. So
no,
yeah,
not St.
shocking,
Louis.
I know. And we've had Schnucks participate as well. They offer some fruit, some healthy options. At this point, we are still kind of looking for that food vendor. In the past, we've had amazing people like Sugar Fire and High Point show up. Taco Circus came last year. So always some good food that people have come to expect at this point that will be at the 5K. And then, yeah, we have a couple other sponsors that'll be there doing some enter to win sweepstakes, like I talked about. Together Credit Union will be there. They usually give away some really cool swag. Last year they gave away really nice running socks, I think, from Fleet Feet.
Yes,
so.
I got those.
Yeah,
those are nice.
They're wonderful. So, but yeah, still kind of working on that final layout for Runners Village. And if there is a vendor that is interested in participating, they can always reach out to us and become a sponsor.
How would they reach out to you?
So they can contact me at ajohnson@stlblues.com.
Okay, great. I will make sure we put that in our show notes as well. So I remember High Point. You mentioned High Point. I remember the year you guys had them. I don't remember what year that was. But, I mean, the line wrapped the entire event. Everybody was like, I need my free High Point.
Yeah, it's they've done it for us quite a few years. I actually think last year they couldn't do it because there was another event going on that same day. But they're phenomenal, and everybody, it's a huge, after the beer, I would say, or maybe before the beer, that's one of the most popular. So.
Yep. I usually go for the fruit first, but there's a lot of people that instantly gravitate to the beer and the food, and I'm like, I need a couple minutes to kind of relax before I start chowing down on some food.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
Yeah. So are you usually at the event?
I am usually at the event. I'm usually in the Runners Village area getting all the sponsors ready and getting all of our prizes ready to go. We have a lot of prizes that we give away. Every age group gets different autographed memorabilia for winners. So I'm the prize girl that brings all of that to the event and make sure all the vendors are set up. So I will be there bright and early.
Awesome.
Yep.
What's your favorite part of working the event?
That's a good question. I always love the start line. When we get everybody to the start, we'll do stretches with Blue Crew and Louie and take a group picture, and it's always so much fun. There's a lot of energy. Carly, our MC, is usually there pumping the crowd up. So for me, that's the most fun, is to watch everybody before the race. And it's just a lot of energy, which is cool.
So you like seeing everybody before they're really exhausted.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, exactly.
What about you? You got a favorite part of the event?
Mine's when that first finishers goes through and we know that the timing's all going well and it's good to go, then I can go, okay. I thrive in chaos, but I like when it's kind of done and know that it's all good to go. And then it's just watching the other couple thousand people come through, and that's kind of my favorite part. But yeah, the whole thing's kind of, it's what I do and what I've been doing for 20 plus years. So it's. Are
you a blues fan outside of this event?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up. in the early '90s, I got hooked, and actually, I saw a game. The first game I saw was the last season in the old Checker Dome. So,
nice.
I saw them play their last game of the season, so like their last regular season game in the Checker Dome, whatever.
I think that was
2
Vancouver.
or 3 or whoever it was.
I shouldn't know that, but I think that was Vancouver. I could be wrong.
I can't remember. I was like,
Impressive that you do know that.
I was like 10 and remember,
growing up all the time, all I heard was like, if you put your effort into school as you do remembering blues statistics, and I'm like, I know. Every teacher, every parent told me that. Who's your favorite player?
Brendan Shanahan was my favorite. My oldest son is named Brendan, so
there you go.
Sort of after him, not 100%. Kind of just.
That's cool.
It's kind of the name we liked, but also.
Well, he was traded for my favorite all-time player, Chris Pronger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was around when. So you remember when he was basically booed?
Oh yeah, he was hated.
Season, yeah.
Yeah. He even said it when we the jersey retirement this year that you all hated me when I started here. Well, yeah, you were traded for a fan favorite.
Yep.
Yep.
So Hall. When I first got into it, Brett Hall and then Cujo were my two favorite. But yeah, then Shanahan when he became a fan favorite, he was my favorite, and then he got traded. But
thank you, Mike Keenan.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
How about you, Amy? How long have you been around the organization?
I've been here since 2013.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's
hockey fan
great.
before that?
Hockey fan before that. It's funny. I was a sports fan in general, but I grew up on Cardinals baseball.
As we all did.
I still love Cardinals. I still love baseball. I still love the Cardinals, but there is nothing like hockey. I mean, this job has definitely made me a fan for life. It's so fun and exciting. So I go to the baseball stadium to chat and hang around friends. And when I'm watching a hockey game, I'm watching a hockey game. So you don't talk to me, but. Yeah, I love it. It's so fun.
Sounds like that was my wife. She's a big baseball fan, went to games all the time as a kid, never really went to blues games. She met me, and I'm like, Just come to one game with me.
Yeah.
See what it's like. Now she's hooked.
Yeah, especially when you see it live.
Yep.
I mean, it's amazing.
I thought it was funny when I was in the media. She was actually the one that texted me and said, "Did you see the Blues got Ryan Miller?" And I was like, "Nah." I'm like, I would hear about that before you.
Yeah.
No, she was hounding Twitter that day, and
Love it.
there it was. And I'm like, wow, my wife's my insider.
Love it. That's awesome.
So again, Jake Goldsborough and Amy Johnson, thank you very much for coming on. Hope to see both of you at the event, the Blue Note 5K. What's that date again?
October 8th.
October 8th, and that's in the morning. So look forward to seeing everybody, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, a big thanks goes out to Amy and Jake. Again, that's Amy Johnson and Jake Goldsborough, both from the St. Louis Blues and from Fleet Feet. Both just great organizations, obviously. You know, we're pretty partial to the St. Louis Blues here, but Fleet Feet also does a great job. I've run many of their races, so it's a good time. Although thinking about running right now just doesn't make me excited. Let me get back to 100% and we'll talk. But I want to go ahead and mention, too, that next week, Kurt and Bill will likely be returning as the draft is just around the corner, and shortly after that, we'll have the free agency period. So this is when things really ramp up in the summer before it kind of dies for hockey fans. So we always try to have one or two shows, talking about the draft, talking about free agency. So we'll be back with live shows in the next couple weeks, likely. Stay tuned to us on social media, and we'll make sure to keep you updated if that changes. But I'm thinking, at the very least, we'll be doing something fun. Maybe we talked about doing our mystery hockey theater or men's league minute or something. So yeah, we'll hopefully be bringing you to some more content like that, like you're used to seeing, and have some hockey normalcy as we get into these crazy summer months. Support for Let's Go Blues Radio is brought to you in part by ID Life, the world's only truly personalized vitamin platform based on a health assessment of your DNA. Visit rockinthatidlife.com for more information. That's rockinthatidlife.com, and get 10% off by emailing Dustin at rockinthatidlife@gmail.com and tell him Let's Go Blues Radio sent you. And by Center Ice Brewery, which provides drinks brewed right here in St. Louis and is available throughout the city and county at numerous grocery stores, liquor stores, and bars, including at Enterprise Center. Visit centericebrewery.com to find a vendor near you. That is centericebrewery.com. That will do it for episode 45 of season 10 of the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, we'll be back with a show next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that. We're not going anywhere. For Kurt Price and Bill Day, I'm Jeff Ponder, and I will talk with you next week. Hopefully next time I will have a voice. I won't sound like, your 90-year-old grandpa. This was Let's Go Blues Radio. Until next time, everyone, let's go do that 5K. Blue Note 5K, baby. And let's go Blues.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Sport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available.
A look at fourth.
I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
I want you to have a heart attack and die so that we never have to do this shit again.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to number one. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight again. They're rough and tough and got the stuff to win. They'll always get one more, no matter what the score. They are quite a hockey team, my friend. They never give a single goal away. And they prove they are champions every day. 'Cause when it's said and done, they'll have them on the run. These old St. Louis Blues are here to stay. St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way.